Hey, Shalom, Akim. It's your brother Razza Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. Let the weak say I'm strong, man. Just a quick one in regard to the situation over there in the Middle East. You know, as the tensions is brewing and rising, you know, and leading to that Third World War, which is soon to come after these last major prophecies take place, especially the mandating of the MOT to the B, which is the C-HIP technology being made mandated across the four winds of the earth. And then all hell's going to break loose. And then the war to end all wars, the war of Armageddon, Carmageddon in Hebrew, it's going to take place, man, over there in the Middle East. And America and the land of Israel are going to get the backdraft of it, where America's going to be totally destroyed and wiped off the face of the earth, wiped off the map. And the land of Israel is also going to be destroyed and cleansed from all them gutter rats and imposters that are over there defiling the Lord's land, mainly the Israelis and the Palestinians, so on and so forth. And I got this still here from a guy named Scott Ritter, and he says Iran's secret weapon changes the game. Israel's end is near. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Israel, the land of Israel, the IDF and the Israelis, their time is coming to an end. And that's the people of Amalek, so-called white people, biblically known as the Edomites, the tribe of Amalek, that are getting ready to be destroyed by way of the nuclear missiles and all-out war, man, because, as I said, they're imposters suffering from something called identity theft, claiming to be the chosen people of the Lord, and really they're a bunch of gutter rats that stole the Lord's land and his possession, being the children of Israel, being you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It was funny enough, today, or was it yesterday? It was Christopher Columbus Day. I think it was yesterday, right? And this information's coming out that, Christopher Columbus, or Cristobal Colon, was really of the JOOS, if you get my drift. He was really of that stock. The information was coming out. And that's not too far-fetched, because during the transatlantic slave trade, the predominant enforcers and financiers and traders of the slaves during the transatlantic slave trade were all of JOW stock, JOSs, or small hats, if you will, for lack of a better term. It was funded and created basically by the small hats, man. So it's no coinky dink that your guy Cristobal Colon, man, they set up a day of gratitude for this devil, and he goes back to that stock of Amalek, basically, fronting like he was a Spaniard, when really the Spaniards, the majority of them, that was set up by the elites, all go back to that small hat heritage, the JOSs. So this guy Scott Ritter said Iran's secret weapons changes the game. Israel's end is near, and this is getting into the fact that Iran is becoming a hotbed, or one of the main folk that the Americans and Israel's are focusing on. Basically, the Israelis are focusing on and trying to attack. But what they lack to understand is that Iran is weaponized, man, more than they think. It's not just these little groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis and all of that they got, backing from. They got international backing from major countries like Russia and China, man. And in these last days, they're gonna show their allegiance and alliance to Russia, especially with the BRIC nations. As a matter of fact, the UAE and Iran, which is ancient time they called them the Persians, are in league with the BRIC nations, man. They're one of their allies. So, anyone that troubles Iran, they're gonna have a very hard day in the office, basically dealing with them, because Israel is gonna do what they're gonna do to attack Iran and all these small little militia groups, Houthis and Hezbollah and so on and so forth. But then, it's gonna cause for provocation. Like, I always get that word mixed up, Salakia, but provocation of America coming to back their allies, which is Israel, coming to their defense, and then Russia's going to come to the aid of Persia's defense. Now, that's in the scriptures, Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Russia, which is Gog and Magog, or the Medes, is going to be a guard onto Persia, Libya, Ethiopia, and there's one missing one, Libya, if I'm not mistaken, if I haven't said that already. So that's who, America's gonna have it in for them, and but Russia's gonna step in for their allies, which is mainly gonna be Iran, to back up and basically destroy the land of Israel, man. Destroy them gutter rats that's in the land, Bibi and them, because they're going around the straight up genocide in the Middle East right now, man. Bombing the innocent, so on and so forth, man, from Lebanon all the way, across the board. And now they want to, concentrate on Iran, but it's going to backfire on their asses, man. And once they overstep that mark, there is no turning back. The only way you can go is forward, and forward means WW, World War III, basically, the War of Armageddon. So anyway, I'm not going to make this too long. Just wanted to highlight that fact. But I had some information here, and there's something called the THAAD. This is from America, right? Because America sending their, troops over there to the Middle East, and they're sending this technology over there to help Israel to combat against, their enemies, mainly of Iran, and so on and so forth, man. Which, as I said, is going to backfire, and that's part of the provocation of war that these Israelis are bringing, America into. The least of the flock shall draw them out, which I'm going to read. This is from FAD, from Wikipedia.com or .org. It says terminal, which is an acronym. It means Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, which are basically a defense system that America obtained and is basically borrowing over there to the Israelis, man, to defend against their enemies. It says that. It says formerly Theater High Altitude Area Defense is an American anti-ballistic missile defense system designed to intercept and destroy short, medium, and intermediate range and ballistic missiles in the terminal phase. It says the THAAD interceptor carries no warhead, instead relying on kinetic energy impact to destroy an incoming missile. So basically, just like the Iron Dome, they got a portable device that the American army is going to use in defense of the Israelis to help them combat them airstrikes that's going to be coming from Iran and the neighboring towns and cities in these coming airstrikes in the last days before World War III hits. Since that, it was developed and after the experience of Iraq Scud missile attacks during the Gulf War in 1991. So America is sending this type of defense interceptor and their military over there to the Middle East, man, which the Lord said that's in Joel the 3rd chapter. He said multitudes and multitudes are gathered in the valley of decision, which is going to be where? Around about the Saudi Arabian area, peninsula, and so on and so forth, man. That barren land, like it tells you in Joel the 2nd chapter, land barren and desolate. That's where all these armies are going to be gathered, basically for the Lord to judge them. Pour out his righteous indignation, his righteous anger for the controversy of Zion, the elect. So the Lord said he's going to gather the nations that he may pour out his indignation upon them. So everything is aligning with prophecy, man. So BB and them, they're going to step on a landmine that they ain't going to be able to deliver themselves from, and ultimately they're going to be destroyed. And America, as I said, they're going to get destroyed too. Mainly the whole of North America, man, going to be turned into a desert. This is Jeremiah 49:20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that he have taken against Edom. Who's Edom today? These so-called white people, these peons, man. And these purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which Teman goes into the German scientists and so on and so forth, the smarty pantsers of the Edomite nation and so on and so forth. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Yeah, who's the least? These small hat rats, these gutter rats, man. The IDF, the Israelis, they're the least of the flock shall draw who out? Their allies, mainly of America, and the NATO and EU nations, but mainly America, man. So surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Yeah, so they're going to be destroyed with Israel, man. So when America, overstepped the mark by sending the defense missile systems and sending troops over there to back their boys over there, the Israelis, the Lord said they're going to make both of their habitations desolate with them, man. He's going to destroy both of them Edomite devils, man. The American Edomites and the Israeli Edomites, man. They're both going to be destroyed. It says the earth is moved at the noise of their fall. Yeah, by the ICBM missiles. The earth's going to reel to and fro like a drunken. This is at the cry and noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. That covers what the Middle East. So that's why the Middle East is going to be the hotbed of war, man. You know, and there is no deliverance from anyone that gets sent over there, any troops and all that they get sent over there to the Middle East. Basically, you've been sent over there to die, to be deleted, man. You ain't making it back to the shores of America. You know, that's for damn sure, man. That's why it said the body's going to pile up like the dung hills over there in the Middle East. You know, there's going to be a lot dead. You know, men shall die in the war, as the scripture says. This is Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So Iran is one of those Gentile nations that are preparing for war, man. And Israel is another Gentile nation preparing for war, and they're going to do these different airstrikes and so on and so forth, sending boots on the ground, but it's going to backfire, man. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So at one time, Iran, ancient Persians, was weak. You know, but compared to now, they're one of the top military forces on the earth, man. And they got the ICBM ballistic missile type weaponry as well. They got the ICBMs. They got different type of hypersonic missiles. They're ready to be used on their enemies, mainly of Israel, man, and America too. You know. That's why it's going to be a world war, because all these nations are going to go back and forth, shooting their sophisticated weaponry on each other. You know, the sword has been sharpened and also furbished. Those missiles are going to be used, man, and shot off around the four winds of the earth. And, you know, the land of Israel is going to get destroyed, as I said, but rebuilt by the heathen. And then the land of America is going to get ultimately wiped out off the face of the off the face of the earth and never be inhabited by a human soul ever again. You know. That's going to be the final destination of America, aka Babylon the Great. You know, nuclear holocaust, man, you know. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So where they gathering? They're gathering over there in the Middle East. That's why America's sending their troops over there with the THAAD defense missile systems and all that. They're sending their troops over there, spreading themselves thin, because they're all going to be put to death over there, man. They're all going to be judged. All these heathen nations, man. It says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew, which means the place of the Yahweh's decision, the place of Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Yeah, the Lord said you're going to plead with all flesh, which means to judge. You know, so that's why all these heathens are sending their troops predominantly over there to the Middle East, because they're fulfilling the prophecy, man. You know, that's why, let me jump down to verse 14. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Yeah, so that's why all these nations are gathering over there in the Middle East with all their, you know, defense missile systems and so on and so forth, which is not going to be it's not going to aid them in anything. It's really going to be to their destruction. Oh, what the hell's going on there? Let me just move. It's going to be to this destruction, man. It's Iran's secret weapon changes the game. Israel's end is near, yeah. Because Israel's going to get hit with all kinds of nuclear weaponry, man, nuclear missiles. You know, the THAAD and the Iron Dome ain't going to be able to deliver them from the impact of those missiles that are going to be shot off from Iran, Russia, China, so on and so forth. The land of Israel is going to get wiped out. As I said in that headline there, the end is near for Israel, man. Them small hat gutter rats are going to get exactly what they asked for, a taste of their own medicine, man. Since they want to go around bombing the hell out of people for no reason, because they want to steal their land, because they're covetous, steal their resources. Ain't that in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter? Let me just read that, and then I'll read the last precept and close out. There's Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It says that, man. You know, because these devils have pissed off a lot of people, man. You know, because they're proud. But that pride is going to get them into a situation they ain't going to be able to get themselves out of. Habakkuk 2:7. 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunt proverb against him? Against who? These small hats. And say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that have laden himself with thick clay. And that goes to America, which is all that thick clay, that debt, the incurable debt that they've, you know, accumulated over the years through that petrodollar, the debt note. And now people don't even want to deal with the American dollar no more as the world reserve currency. trying to set up their own, monetary system, so on and so forth. So everyone's getting fed up with America, and ultimately they're gonna shoot missiles on that bitch, man. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And it says, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, yeah. So because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So revenge, man, as I said, the revenge is sweet, So, what goes around comes around. It's called karma. It says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of them that dwell therein. And that's what Esau's done, man. He's promoting nothing but violence in the land, because he's a covetous, low life scum of the earth, and he's never satisfied with what he's got. As it says, scripture says, enlarge of his desires hell, can never be satisfied. Verse 9 says, woe unto him that coveteth, an evil covetousness to his house. It says that he may set his nest on high. It says that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And ain't that what these small hats are doing right now? Going around trying to, take other people's lands in the Middle East, the Gaza Strip, and, West Bank, and, Lebanon, so on and so forth. Now they want to trouble Iran. Because these devils are covetous, man. They can never have enough. So that's why it's going to all come back on their own heads, Verse 12, woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. And that's what America's definitely done. And Israel is following that same suit. So the judgment's definitely coming, man. And there's no way for these devils to escape. Now let's get the last precept and I'll close out. Jeremiah 50, real quick. Jeremiah 50 and 9, it says, for lo, I will raise a cause to come up against Babylon, against America, an assembly of great nations from the north country. And who represents the north country? Russia, modern day Medes, Gog and Magog, man. It says, Tsar Putin. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against who? Against America, and also against Israel too. It says in scripture, they're going to go out to the land of unruled villages. It says, for thence she shall be taken. Their arrows, which represents the ICBM missiles, shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Yes, so once those missiles are shot off, and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be in those missiles to hit the intended targets, which is mainly America, to wipe that whole land flat and clean, totally destroy that whole landmass of North America, all 5,000 miles, and to destroy and rebuild the land of Israel, man, once the smoke is cleared. The Lord's going to be in those missiles, man, to make sure they hit their intended targets, man. So no defense missile systems, a FAD, whatever Iron Dome, whatever these heathens have got, is going to be able to stop the destruction of America and the land of Israel, man. That ain't going to be able to stop shit. You're going to blot out some missiles, but ain't going to blot out all of them, because the Most High is coming with some different type of power, man. Some different grievous, wasters to destroy that whole land. And the defense missile systems ain't going to be able to stop shit, So this is all in vain, man. But ultimately, the Lord's bringing those nations over there, especially the American army, over there to the Middle East and Israel and all that, so they can be judged and taken out, So don't be a guy, conscripting and training up the army anytime soon, thinking you're fighting a patriotic war, man. You're going to die over there in the Middle East, man. That's a fact, So anyway, with that, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadosh, and Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.